All right. Good morning, everybody. My name is Mohamed Hekal. I came from Dubai, from IT SIG company. Just to give you a background about myself, I'm having 19 years experience in the OT field. I was working in the field side, so I wear the boots and helmet and vest. I know operation before security. So just a brief about myself here in this slide. And please feel free to connect with me in LinkedIn. I would be glad to connect with you. In today's subject, we're going to talk about the digital twin and AI to be used in the security as a predictive approach. So before going into the digital twins, let's go back a little bit about the history of the industry. So as you can see here, we have the first generation, which was the mainly the steam power and railways. And then we have the second one, which is electrical power and the mass production. The third one, which is having automation for the production. And starting the era of electronics and computers. And the fourth one, which is started in 2011 and still until now, which has the AI, big data, and of course our topic today, digitalization, which is also digital twin. So when we're going to talk about digitalization, the stepping stone of digitalization was the digital twin. In a simple word, it's a replica of your physical assets to have it in your control center so you can monitor, predict, and have alerts from the field into your dashboards. Let's go back about the history of digital twin. The term digital twin is not new. In the 60s, NASA used it as they call it mirrored system. So it was used for the mission of Apollo 13 to do troubleshooting for the issues which the team has in the space, and also simulate some training in the Earth. So it was happened in the 60s, and then in the 2002, Dr. Michael Griffith from University of Michigan, he I would say invented the term digital twin. One of his conferences, and it was used for the product life cycle. And in 2010, with the rise of IoT and IoT, the digital twins start to emerge and moving more faster and faster. So what's digital twin? I made a small picture here so you can imagine it. It's a replica of your physical asset at the field site. This can be done by deploying sensors in your assets. So the sensor will dispatch the data to the digital twin platform, so you can have a real-time data from the field, which can used in the performance, in the predictive maintenance, and also also for troubleshooting. In the next slide, I will show you a video just to have to see the physical meaning. It's only 2 minutes video, but I believe it gives you the sense of the digital twin in a presentation of a video. Played? Yeah. Okay, thanks for Geospatial for this video, for the video courtesy. So I hope you got the meaning in 2 minutes about the digital twin. But there is also a question in my mind myself, what's the difference between digital twin and simulation? They both are like 3D simulation, like the AutoCAD, for example. But what's the real difference between digital twin and simulation? In a simple word, like the simulation, it's only maybe a replica of a single process. It doesn't matter about the real-time data. But when you talk about digital twin, it's replicating multiple processes, and the real-time data is really matters, and it has a double data flows, so it can send or receive the data from the physical asset, which then it can be used in performance management, maintenance management, and of course, training and simulation. This is the difference between both in a nutshell. So there are 4 types of digital twins. We have component twins, asset twins, system twins, and process twins. So to give you the idea about this one, so I made a slide to virtualize this in a simple way. I would say it like Lego, if you think about the Lego blocks. So when you go for the component parts, you can, this example for the car or automotive factory, what the digital twin over there consists of. So you have the component, you think about the brake pads or the disc or the disc rotor. And then when you go for an asset twin, it's like your bigger parts with like the engine or the pumps. And then the system units, as you can see, it's like the full car itself combined with all the sub-products. And the process twins is the whole manufacturing process, as you see here in this picture, shows you the production line of the cars. So this is all digital twin types in a single slide. Digital twins use cases and application. If you want to have a digital twin, you need to have IoT sensors which grab the data from the field, send it to your the platform, and then you'll have a cloud to process the massive data comes from the feed from all the sensors. And then you have your XR, your extended reality, which is like the virtual reality, augmented reality, so you can interact with the digital twin. And then we have the AI, of course. It's used as an analytical tool to analyze the data from the sensor itself. Industry of digital twins, there are many of them and increasing, but at the moment they are being used in manufacturing, automotive, and aerospace, and of course real estate for building management, and the sweet spot which I like, the utility, power and water, which is my field. Also to give you an idea what are the building blocks of the digital twin. Digital twin, you need to have a physical asset. You need to have for example, the physical asset like your building, your substation, your switchgear or power transformer or generator. Then data source, you will have it from your IoT sensors or digital sensors. And then all of this, you have to visualize it in an HMI or a digital twin platform. And then you have the interfaces. As you can see here, this is a visual, this is like XR, VR and augmented reality and some HMIs. And then at the end, you will have the digital twin platform. This is the building blocks of digital twin in a simple explanation. And give an example about the critical infrastructure, for example, in the gas distribution. So you need to have your operation network topology. When you have the pipelines, you have the valves, you have the meters over there, and then you have data from your sensors, which sits in the pipelines itself or in the OT or ICS systems over there. And then you have your operation conditions, gas consumption, or the environmental impact. And you have the predictive model, which is used for the predictive maintenance. Like you have leakage, you have an outage, you have a breaker tripped, so which will affect the production at the end of the day. Just to give you a brief about the evolving about the digital twin. In 2020, the investment was $3 billion USD, and expected in 2026, which is after 1 year, 1.5 years, it goes like around $48 million dollar investment in digital twin. So this is not now like this indication as the digital twin will not be an optional anymore. It will be a mandate. Will be used in multiple industries. And thanks for the IBM report for this. So now I give you the explanation of the digital twin to give you first the meaning of digital twin. Now let's go for the digital twin in security. Why you need the digital twin in cybersecurity and how it can be done. So of course we have the synergy between the AI and the digital twin with the AI analytical of the data and predictive models. With the digital twin, you can have a really solid system to predict and prevent the attacks. And the second most important thing, simulating scenario attacks. You have already a digital twin, which is not the physical asset, so you can simulate the attack scenarios, use cases in a digital format, in a digital twin. So it's going to be more safely, and you can explore more exploits, more vulnerabilities in the system digitally. So how digital twin works in the OT security, to have the feeling of it. So you need to have your, you need to monitor your data, passively monitor your network, and then you need to have integration between the IT applications, your IT infrastructure, and you need to have safe inquiry about your asset or OT or ICS asset, and then make a hierarchy or topology for the full system along with the digital twin to virtualize your assets. And this one has to be connected to your vulnerability or threat intelligence, which is in real time. So combining all these systems, you're going to have digital twin for your critical infrastructure. At the end of the day, when you have all the previous systems in the previous slides, so you're going to see your assets. Of course, without knowing your asset, you cannot protect. This is the famous phrase in the OT security. So you have your asset, you have all your asset attributes, characteristics, and even the vulnerabilities, because it's already connected to your threat intelligence. And then you're going to draw a network topology with the whole system in the digital twin, with all the configuration from the firewalls, layer 2, layer 3 switches, open ports, all this, VLANs. And then all of this can be combined as an operational process for the whole system in the digital twin format. Okay, the question, why we need digital twin in the OT? We already have at the moment multiple solutions in the cybersecurity, like the IDS, ADRs, even IPS nowadays, SIM, SOC solution. But why you need digital twin? Because now is the IT-OT converge is getting more and more every day, with also the intervention of the industrial clouds, which is very soon will happen. The OT-IT converge will be increasing more and more. And then the rising of sophisticated attacks, especially from the nation-state actors, which leads to sophisticated attacks that the traditional security controls cannot predict. That's why we need a digital twin. And of course, with the implementation of sensors at the fields, you're gonna have a mega data to your digital twin. So we need the intervention of digital twin plus the AI to handle all this data. The second thing is the shift from the reactive approach to a predictive approach. It means that we don't have to wait until the cyber attack happens. We need to predict the attack before it happens, so to prevent the losses and affecting the production. This is also part of the risk management for the corporates. And with all this, there's a benefit, which is reducing the downtime of the production. You have a cost saving if any attack happened, and enhanced threat intelligence because it has AI with the machine learning. And of course, increasing operational efficiency, which all of us, we know, we came from the field, that the operation is number one, like 24/7 has to be operated. And then with the leveraging AI with the digital twin, the AI, as we said before, it analyzes the big data, mega data from the fields, because we're going to deploy many sensors at the field side. And even also it will predict the system failure, because the main concept of the digital twin is to prevent the failure. So with the AI, it will do the same thing, plus it will also predict the vulnerabilities at the system, so then you can do actions to prevent any exploits. And even with the AI, between brackets, the machine learning, of course, the AI will learn your network traffic, your operation, your normal operation, and then it will draw a pattern. If this pattern changed, there is a suspicious act, so it will alert the operators to do an action. Also with AI is used in the threat detection plus the response, not only detect. So, for example, if you have any malicious attack, the IDS can alert the operator or automated system to prevent or isolate the affected system before spreading. So by that means you will eliminate the negative effect on your operation. And of course, as we said before, with the multiple data points, it's going to be difficult for the operator or the OT analyst to analyze all of this, and there will be a human error. But with the help of the AI, this human error will be reduced, so it will be more efficient, and even the recovery time will be more faster. Okay, now let's see about the real use cases about the digital twin and OT security. I made like 5 use cases. There are a lot, but this is the major ones. So, for example, the real-time monitoring and anomaly detection. When you have digital twin, you're gonna know your traffic, and then if any anomalies arise in the network on your assets, the digital twin will alert you. So this is a predictive alert, I would say. And then the operator or the OT analyst has to report this to the system owners to do an action to prevent this. The second one is simulation of cyber attacks. This is what really I like. We all know that the risk response, the response process is not been applied actually at the field site. It's only in the paper most of the time. But when you have like simulation attacks to see what's your reaction, this is really leverage the skills and performance of your OT members to react and to know how to react in case of any attack. And we have a predictive maintenance, vulnerability management. Of course, digital twin is for the predictive maintenance. And it really, if you have a fatigue or failure or weakness in your physical assets, this might open a gate for the threat actor to attack you through this small gap or open door. So with the predictive maintenance, the digital twin can alert the operator to isolate or to correct the vulnerability and the weakness. Okay, enhance instant response and recovery time. This is very important, and also, as per my experience, this point is always weak in the asset owners about the instant response, because normally we have the business continuity plan. It has the RTO and have the RPO, but it's always not practiced or not exercised. But with digital twin, you can test all of this, simulate all of this in a real-time replica of your physical asset. So imagine the outcome. The outcome will really replicate your instant response in a case of any attack happen. And by that, you will leverage your OT members or instant response team to performance in case of any incident. Digital twin and AI for advanced threat intelligence. It will work as a predictive model for the threats. Plus, the digital twin with the AI, it knows your normal pattern, for example. So to leverage the normal pattern plus the online threat intel, it will develop a predictive threat model. This is extra mile above the threat intelligence. So by this, of course, you're gonna prevent any exploits in the future. The very important topic is for the training for the OT systems, because once the OT system goes to production, it's live. Nobody would like to touch the live equipment. It might disturb the operation. But when you have a digital twin, it really relieves the asset owner, so you can replicate the system in real-time data, real-time status, real-time measurements as a replication, and then even you can customize it according to your needs, to your use cases. And for that training, you have a risk-free training. This is very important. It's always good to have a training as a documentation, but sometimes it's lacking of the hands-on. So with the digital twin, you can develop a risk-free training where you can train your OT engineers or OT operators about how to interact, for example, if you have a weakness in the assets, or even test some use cases. And the sweet spot about the cybersecurity in a digital twin, that AI and digital twin can simulate cyber attacks, including zero-day attacks. This is really a milestone for it, because most of the traditional control does not include the zero-day attacks, but with digital twin, you can really leverage this. And of course, you go for continuous learning. You have your continuous development for your team to have digital twin training. And of course, this leads to a performance. Your performance of your team performance will really increase because they know the system very well. They know the use cases. They apply it in a real life, but in digital way. Okay, now what's the best practice to implement digital twin? How do we start? So first, you need to, know your needs. What do you need exactly, and why you need the digital twin? So you need to specify your maybe most critical assets. Not all of them. It's a journey. It's done step by step. And then you have to integrate your OT assets, of course, with the IT infrastructure and IT application. And you need to deploy the IU algorithm. This depends on your use cases, your environment. And then you're going to have a digital twin at the end of the day. And then you have to have auditing every time to enhance if there's any weaknesses. Any enhancement has to be enhanced in the digital twin. And there is really key consideration to make a successful digital twin. Data quality, this is very important because all of us came from the OT. Data quality is a thing in the OT. You need to have real-time integration, seamless one. So it means you need to have all your data into digital twin. And then you need to train your employee how to deal with the digital twin. And you need to test, simulate all of this in terms of auditing for your digital twin. Now, what are the challenges and solution for the digital twin? It's good to have, but there are some challenges over there. So the first thing, you deploy digitalization. You So there is a data privacy issue because you imagine you collected mega data from the fields into one platform. If this platform being compromised, so all your assets are being exposed. This is a very critical point in digital twin implementation, which is also challenging. It has to be addressed in the right way. And as you know, the OT systems, they can live until 25 years. Personally, I worked with a 21 years old OT system, still running and kicking. So this part is really challenging because it's a legacy system, legacy OS systems. So we need to make a workaround to integrate it to the digital twin. And the last thing is the scalability of digital twin. You might need to refurbish your IT infrastructure to accommodate the digital twin in your environment. This is also challenging and also need a budget for sure. And as a conclusion, in the digital twin itself, this is the future because again we have to move from the traditional security controls into predictive security controls, and we see it as a must-to-have, not an optional anymore. Of course, this is the future-proof, and to build more resilience for the asset owners. And of course, we're leveraging the AI capabilities. Then we're gonna have an essential and more secure systems for our future, of course. And thank you very much for your time. And